if we do it smartly and we consider the future of our children and our grandchildren, rather than taking the historical stance of thinking of ourselves first, okay, then we will go far. We will regain our dignity. We will regain our self-respect as a people.
Work it and make it work.
Yes. Any other questions?
Earlier you mentioned in regards to Native American Pacific Islanders. In regards to the ANA and to Title 25, what is the difference between ANA and becoming a federally registered tribe in regards to the benefits under Title 25 with those jurisdictions you just mentioned?
The benefits are vastly different between the administration of Native Americans and Title 25. Vastly different. Okay. First of all, the ANA was not established to provide self-governance to a people or to fund self-governance of a people. Secondly, quite a few of the grants, with the exception to the grants available to Native American Pacific Islanders, have a 20% co-pay stipulation. Title 25 does not have any co-pay stipulation. Okay. However, each of the grants under the ANA are limited, very limited, and only pertain to certain aspects. Okay, if you become federally registered as a Native American tribe, you have what's called a block grant program, wherein different factors and different stages of establishing your government as a people are taken into consideration. And those grants, once the block grant program is awarded, those grants come in order of establishment of that government. As the different portions of that government are established, then those grants are given. Okay? Establishing a government is not something that will happen overnight. That's the main difference between ANA and Title 25. ANA is actually set up kind of like a buffer. If you get stuck inside the ANA circle, it's very difficult to climb up into the Title 25 circle.
And what's in the ANA?
That's the Administration for Native Americans. It is a buffer.
Most of the, I noticed most of the programs that are being administered in this jurisdiction are under ANA through Hawaii, you know, and they only get sprinkles, just sprinkles of the opportunities for federal programs under Title 25.
Certainly.
So our folks out here, like example, Kaha, our dance groups, our language groups out here for self-preservation, it's just all small dollars compared to the tribes in the mainland where they're receiving millions compared to 20,000, 50,000. All controlled.
That's because through ANA, each different thing or each different action that you're trying to perform, that you're requesting for grants in order to accomplish those actions, each different action you have to apply for a different grant. And each different action has a limitation placed on the amount of the grant. Okay, regardless of whether you're trying to service 500 people or 50,000 people, it is still the same limitation under an ANA grant.
Because okay, when you go before Congress, right, and you get all the paperwork and go for Congress, and then after that you go to your federal register, you see, right? Is the Chamorro tribe gonna come up with a new constitution or we're still going to be under the Organic Act of Guam?
Well, part of the registration process for Native American tribes or Indian tribes is the formation of a constitution by which they will govern themselves. They create their constitution. However, that constitution does have to be approved by the United States government, by the Congress and the Bureau of Indian Affairs, to ensure that it does not violate the United States Constitution, except for those areas where it is the right of federally registered Native Americans to violate portions of the Constitution, such as discrimination based on race. Native Americans enjoy additional constitutional rights from standard or normal Americans, non-Native Americans, okay, such as the right to discriminate based on race on their lands. On their lands. But a constitution is part of the registration process. We would need to conduct a constitutional convention wherein our people would have to draw up a constitution by which we could govern ourselves.
Which means it's only to either status quo or independence. Either it's status quo or independence, because we cannot be a state.
Currently, on the self-determination plebiscite process, you will see three options.
We have three options, but
Currently, you'll see three options. You'll see status quo is not one of those options. You'll see Commonwealth. You'll see independence. And you will see statehood. Okay.
but I thought Commonwealth is already taken off, and it should be.
No, that's still an option. Just because it was approved before, and it was actually an executive order under President Ford's administration. Commonwealth was approved for Guam in the 70s. However, for some reason, the Department of Interior stuck it in a safe and forgot all about it. And Commonwealth and the Constitution that had been drawn up with it was never instituted. Okay. Would the United States give us Commonwealth?
We already
Look,
tried that.
look at history. Will they grant us independence? Well, if they're hesitant to grant us Commonwealth, good luck with independence. And besides that, do we really want to starve to death? I would like to see.
What I would like to see is all these people that are getting all those free options that we have to educate us to see where we are going, which one we're going to vote for, whether independence, Commonwealth, or statehood.
That's why they have the plebiscite.
Yeah,
But even within the plebiscite, our local lawmakers who are currently handling this are having a hard time. Putting self-interest aside and focusing on the Chamorro people. Okay, let's start with just the basics of the definition of a Chamorro in accordance with the plebiscite. Okay, in accordance with the plebiscite, self-determination. Now, 3GCA, the current Guam law, the Chamorro registry, states that a Chamorro here on Guam, a Chamorro for the purpose of this plebiscite, for the purpose of the Chamorro registry.
can be anybody that.
No, 3GCA stipulates that that is an individual who was living here in 1899 and is of Spanish descent, or their descendant by blood relation. Now that's very important, by blood relation. And it stipulates that that is in perpetuity, forever. Okay? Forever. Now that is the definition of a Chamorro under 3GCA.